Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mastering the Executive Job Search, a guide to recruiter relationships, finding your edge, and driving your career. This is session 2, finding and approaching executive recruiters. So let's get going. And that's how recruiters work. Those are the first people we think of. It's like they left this impression. They were so good. I didn't know the band's track record. I didn't know how many weddings they do a year. I just loved them. They're so good, so they were the first people we thought of. And then we ended up having a pretty small wedding. And so the wedding was like 10% band. It was like such a big section of the floor. So when you think about it, so how do you become the band? How do you become the person that people want to talk to? So I was thinking a lot about this. So the whole course, the essence of this course is book 2.0. It's not just repeating the book to you. You have the book. So I thought more about this. So I spent a lot of time in the book, and we'll talk about it here a little bit, but how do you find recruiters? How do you approach recruiters? But when you look through my past placements, only one was someone that reached out to me cold that I reached back out to 3 months later. So it's not often. It's really not often. So how do you become this person that recruiters are reaching out to? How do you become the person that recruiters want to talk to? Because I really think those are that's where the secret sauce is. And so I was making a list this week in preparation for this. And this is really just not in the book. So it's people that recruiters have reached out to before, people that are referred to them, people who are hiring, people who will be hiring, people who reach out to them who are top 10, and people they can learn from. All right, so recruiter network do's and don'ts in developing your recruiter network. So here's a quick list of some don'ts versus do's. So, and we can talk in more detail, but I'll go through it kind of quick right now. So I'd say don't send generic emails, as I talked about. Make it personal. Don't have your only goal of the call is, do you have a job for me right now? Because that's a quick call. I mean, of course, that can be a goal, but I wouldn't make that the only goal. I wouldn't ask for resume review. I hate to say it, but it's just a waste of time. Like recruiters don't review resumes. They don't. Like they'll read them, but really honestly, like only before you're going, I think, in my experience. Like if you're really truly going to go for a client interview or they're debating that, but if it's more of this intro, like they're not reading every single resume they're getting all the time from new folks. So I wouldn't make that the goal of the call. It won't make you memorable. I wouldn't spend the whole call going through your whole background for 30 minutes. Again, it's all about being memorable. Say don't ignore recruiters when you're not looking, and don't size people up based on seniority, meaning on the recruiting side. So say do make it personal, get referred, think of me when. We'll talk about that in the next session. Do check in once a quarter, as we just talked about. Do engage when you're not looking. And do engage with all the recruiters, not just the partners. Thank you for attending today's session, and we look forward to seeing you next time.